Okay, this is a playthrough of this particular game. What we're looking at for this game is going to be mechanics and systems. And this is going to accompany the lecture I'm going to propose for game systems and mechanics. As part of the game design, you're going to be figuring out what systems your game is going to implement and the mechanics that basically support the system. The design process is typically going to be, unless it's a real particular kind of game design process, is going to start with a game system, and then to kind of make the system work, you're going to come up with various game mechanics. So it's going to go from a system to mechanics process, and again, both of these are going to be implemented as part of the game design process. So in other words, you're not going to build a system and mechanics first and impose it on the game. You're going to start from, here's the kind of game I want, and here are the systems I'm going to need to make this game work, and here are the mechanics that I want to use to make the system work, and then the mechanics are going to have to be balanced and work with other systems and so forth. So building a game from a systems level to mechanics, systems are going to be part of the design process at an early level. So you're going to have to figure out, based on design ideas, what sort of systems you need, and then from the systems figure out what kind of mechanics you need. So we're going to do a new game. New game. All right. Difficulty, again, notice this game gives me a difficulty option. Iron Man, no, I don't really care. We'll just go normal. Next. Okay, this particular game starts...
Voidark didn't pass his bloody checkpoint.
Well, file a 61B to head office. Unfulfilled delivery of resources.
If it's in the Sargasso Nebula, clients have all been lost anyway, eh?
Yeah, I think so. Let's log off and get rat-arsed instead.
Okay. So this is, again, notice the visual style is informal. It's kind of a cartoon style. Let's do next. What we're going to do in this comes up with a tutorial section which pretty much outlines the basic game systems and mechanics. Once you're through the tutorial system, then it's going to randomly generate various ship outlines or ship designs, and you're going to have to go through and follow certain mechanics and systems in order to achieve the result. So what this does, okay, let's go here.
Whoops-a-daisy. It looks like you've run out of bullets. Ammunition requests can be filed at the Voidark. Oh dear, return to the Voidark is currently prohibited. This prohibition will be lifted when you obtain the line printer, or in the event of your death.
Okay, so again, they give me the tutorial, right-click. I don't have any bullets, so I need to get to the line printer, and notice the map in the upper left corner is going to give me a direction where I go and what I can do. So let's close the door. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. Let's go this way. All right, now notice, right-click, white panel to unlock. So I can't just open the door. I've got to unlock it. It takes a few seconds. So if I'm being chased by somebody, I'm going to have to avoid, get through these rooms fairly quickly. All right.
Did you know the line printer is likely located in the admin cubes?
Okay, so again, a mechanic. Here's the tab. Here's where I am. Here's the cubicle. It kind of shows me a general outline of where I can go. Here's the cubicle, so I got to get here. So I got to get over to this part and get over here. Let's check the map, make sure we're going the right way. Yep, that's it, U. So what I want to do is get over here, get the line printer, get back here so I can get out of the ship. All right. All right, now notice these little guys are enemies. I don't have any bullets, so I gotta be real careful if these guys see me or not. All right, let's check my map. Okay, I want to get to the cubes. And I want to get the line printer.
OH&S regulations require you to avoid being incinerated by gunpoints.
Alright, let's be real careful. Oops, there's one.
Having trouble locating items? Why not use your local mapping device?
All right, so unlock. Oops, let's unlock it here.
Well done. I'll be sure to note this requisition of a line printer in your parole hearing.
Okay.
Return to the Steve is now recommended.
All right, so we need to get back to where we came from. Again, so the mechanics are going to be, I get a map, I find something, I have to then get out of here, it gives me the pointer. So this is all the tutorial section. So let's get out of here and not get killed. If we can do that. Okay, you can see the health bar at the top. The upper left corner is the map. It's going to show me all right, so it shows me what I can get in the upper right corner. Uh-oh, it's shooting at me.
FYI, a vessel associated with dangerous occurrences is approaching. Might I suggest a rapid evacuation?
Okay, I will do it. Let's do a run and try to get out of here.
The vessel is docked and dangerous occurrences are now imminent.
Looks like we lost some survivors. Do a sweep and clear the ship.
Uh-oh, I didn't make it. Okay.
Excellent. Return to the Void Ark is now possible. Note to self. Issue more bullets to replacement client.
Okay. So this is expected you to die. So this is the tutorial section. Basically cover the basic mechanics and systems. So this is another system, press any key. So what they're going to do is they're going to...
Client expired. Discarding unregistered acquisitions. Retrieving loaned weapons.
So I go back to my ship.
Steve cleared for return to Void Ark.
And I go back to my main ship. That was just a shuttle.
P-45 filed. Steve cleared for docking.
Okay. So we've gone through a basic tutorial about what the player does. They board a ship, they have to find certain things, they have to collect resources. Once they do that, they have to avoid enemies or engage in battle, and then they have to return and go to the next system.
Violations have resulted in a premature end-of-life situation.
Okay.
Recruiting replacement client. Issuing WCG client care package.
Okay, so this is my starting resources. I get some bullets, I get some money, I get some food, fuel. Okay, so let's accept. You can see my resource list over here.
Congratulations. You have been selected to assist with an emergency staff turnover.
Okay, so I've now got a new person. So part of the system is if I get killed, it creates a brand new person for me. So I don't get to keep my same character. I have to use different characters. Now, this is interesting because here my new character is pulled out of whatever, wherever it gets the freeze wrapped or the, you know, wherever it gets the characters from. And what it does is it gives me health, food, and so forth, some ammunition, and let's go to next here.
Welcome to your induction seminar. Unauthorized persons have boarded this vessel and rendered it inoperative. Your action item: restart the FTL drive. Okay, I need to see your citizen card to authorize the restart. Oops. As a WCG penal client, your citizen card has been shredded. Don't worry, you'll find parts to construct another one from on nearby vessels.
Okay, so I've got to get a citizen card.
The parts you need are a line printer and an ID card. Once you have the parts, you can assemble them on the Steve's workbench.
Okay, so this is my crafting table. I can get stuff, craft upgrades, improve my weapon, get all kinds of stuff. Okay, so again, the tutorial kind of gives me an outline of the systems and the mechanics, and this is a systems-driven game. Pretty much everything I do is systems-driven.
Please follow the bouncing arrow to the line printer.
Okay, so here's my line printer over here. I have to get over here, and let me see here. Okay, I can't even get here. But what I have to do is progress to the different ships. Okay, the ships are going to have different features to them, different enemies, different resources. So I need to follow the process here. I can refuel if I can get over here. So in order for me to get through the ship, I have to get into the ship, retrieve the stuff, get back to my ship, and then I can progress through the system. Okay, so that's how these things are going to work. Void Ark. Okay, so here's and it gives me only one choice here, so I got to go here. Here's my rest. I've got to eat some food to move to the second system. Entry denied. Okay, so I can't get back to my ship until I eat some food and go down. down a bit. Alright, so here's where I gotta go. It gives me the enemies I'm gonna run into. Few and few, so this gives me an idea. I can find this resource on the ship, and I need to either eat food or burn one fuel and eat one food. So this will get me to the next ship. So I've got to manage my resources. I've currently got food for 3 days. I got fuel for one jump. So I need to find this stuff on the ship so that I can move to the next ship. So we can see the systems in place. The exploration system, the resource management system, and the mechanics are going to be things like, right, when I explore a ship, how much food do I get? Will I get food for 3 days? Is that enough to get to the next ship? How much fuel do I get? So as we build the systems in the design, I need to balance stuff by putting this much stuff on the next ship so I can get to the next ship. So all of this has to be tested and play tested to make sure this all works. Okay, so let's go to Jet.
Did you notice that there's a buzz box on this vessel? Requisitioning it would not be substantively illegal.
Okay, so let's do a dock. Alright, here I can pick my firearm. I got 48 bullets. That looks good. Here's my enemies. Let's board the next vessel. So you can understand the systems that we're dealing with. So it gives me little indicators. Shuts down security system. Here's my atmosphere system. I'm going to have to figure out how to deal with that. Here's my buzz thing, launches stuff into the void. So I'm going to have to, here's my docking point, so I need to remember where that is. Now, as the game goes, this is going to be randomized. So here's my new character. If I go to status, okay, it's going to give me status on my character. Not a whole lot of stuff here. Bio. Okay. Now, notice on bio, it gives me some features of my character that are going to affect what I do in the game. For example, this guy randomly coughs and alerts enemies. So when I use this guy, he's going to randomly cough and alert enemies. All right, let's...
Warning, the nebula has caused citizens to assume irregular forms. I'm sure no one would blame you for murdering them.
Okay, so here we are. I can't return until I get the stuff.
Lost? Fuel and part locations can be downloaded at the helm.
Okay, so I hear somebody out there. I hear stab, stab, stab. Alright, so let's reload. So it's a first-person game. Alright, so I gotta find stuff. Refill oxygen. Okay, it's going to cost me money to refill oxygen. Where are we here? Again, notice it locks and unlocks. Okay, different kind of enemies are going to have different amounts of health. So this guy is here.
WCG worker is colloquially known as a screw. Given your capabilities, an attempt to murder him would almost certainly fail.
Okay, so I'm now coughing, alerting the enemies. Okay, let's go to the FTL drive. I need some fuel. Okay, again, notice the mechanics gives me some visual.
Good job. Now I suggest you look for the buzz box.
Let's get some fuel to get to the next ship. All right, if I look at my map, I don't know where it is. Okay, that give me some general ideas. Provides oxygen. I'm going to run out of oxygen at some point, so I want to go back and then go to the left and try to get down here. Okay. So let's get out of here. I'm coughing randomly. Enemies are going to hear me. Okay, this guy I don't want to fight. Let's go this way. Uh-oh. Ah. Good, I opened the outer vent and just destroyed that guy. That's good. 2 uses available. Okay, I'm looting batteries, salvage. I could use all of that. Okay, there's nothing in here. There's nothing here. Here's my space. All right, let's go this way. All right, let's loot this stuff.
I suggest you return to the Steve now, before you're killed or asphyxiated.
Okay. So it's giving me some help here. Let's figure out where we are. All right, I need to go back and get out here.
Oxygen at 50%.
Uh-oh, my oxygen's running out. Uh-oh, these guys, I'm gonna die. So let's see where we're at. So here's where I have to be. So let's stay quiet. I don't want to go there. Uh-oh. Come on, stop coughing. Okay, notice the mechanics. If you're not crouching, you run faster. Let's grab some more food. And let's return. Okay. So I got that. I got some more fuel. I got some more food. Let me stick it away. Let's recycle. So if I can collect junk and recycle, again, the mechanics are exploring the ship and gathering resources versus avoiding enemies. So some of the enemies are going to be really tough to kill, so I need to stealth, find stuff, and then figure out how far I want to push it before I exit the ship. So it's basically the player is going to have to decide resource management versus losing everything in a run. So again, this is a roguelite kind of game. So here it is. And I now got it.
Wondering what happens when I die? Don't worry. Other clients will make good use of any items you've constructed.
Okay. It explodes when enemies move near it. So if I add this to my list, then I can upgrade this. This is the upgrade tree, so I can add more capabilities. I just have to find more stuff to do it. Okay.
Why is this nebula a desolate void filled with derelict vessels? Unauthorized persons have boarded these vessels and requisitioned parts from them in an unauthorized fashion.
Okay. So now I have three choices. I have to look at this and see whether I want to go here. These are the enemies. This is what I can get. So it gives me an example of resources. Here's some more enemies. This is a bullet stapler, which I can use to make bullets. And this is a bullet stapler, but I have harder enemies. Okay. So janitors and screws. Screws are a lot harder to kill. So I have to decide, again, this is a strategy game. I have to decide which way to go. I have limited choices, but the player can use strategic decision making to go one way or the other. Okay, so let's do one more. Let's pick this one. All right, let's eat some food. Okay, let's dock it. Now, I want a gun. I want a bushwhacker. I can use that to blow up stuff. So I got 8 of those. I got 45 bullets. Board. All right, so what we're doing is we're looking at the system. So whoever designed this game had this idea in mind. They wanted a randomly generated ship for the player to explore. They wanted the player to experience anxiety for risk versus reward. So the more risk, the bigger the reward. The more stuff I can copy and bring back. I can use the stuff to upgrade my equipment, but if I don't get back in time, whatever I collected, I lose, and I'm regenerated with a different character. All of the characters have different features that make them either good or bad. So, for example, this guy coughs, alerts enemies. Other characters I get are going to have different capabilities. Okay. So here is a new one. Let's just go with this one. All right, I want to get back there, but I have to go find stuff. So again, notice the mechanics. The doors don't. Some doors don't open automatically. I have to unlock them, and that gives me some. I can't run through automatically. Do I have any resources? No. Look at the map. Okay, I'm up here. It gives you some points. It shuts down the security system. I probably want to do that early. Here's, I got to make sure I have enough money for oxygen. Here's brews invigorating tea, probably helps my health. Here's the helm. There'll be stuff here I want to do. Provides loot location. So if I want to find stuff, I have to get up here, access this, and it shows me where the stuff I want is located on the ship. So again, this is a strategy game. I have to figure out what I want to do, what I want to risk, and what I want to get. So I can play it safe, get limited resources, but I need enough resources to get through the ships. If I take chances to get more resources and I lose, then I've lost all of my resources. So again, you can see the systems behind the game, and this is what the designers wanted us to do. Okay. So I'm not going to play any more of this, but you get the idea. Okay, I can reset. Do quit. Yeah, this quit.